as trio. Back to business. Try and make it as fun and exciting as we possibly can. On some very interesting topics, today being one of them.
Hello.
And of course, last but certainly not the least, the lovely Helen Apia Ampofo.
Oh, correct.
Oh
for
my
10
goodness!
points.
I had to I was about to say Ampofo Apia. Like, nah.
To
It's
be
the other way
fair,
around.
for the right price, AJ, you can call me what you like.
Oh, I like. Speaking of right price, we're sort of getting into that today.
What are we speaking of? Who's speaking of the right price? Who said mentions about price?
Well, I think with the right amount, you can get things. Get people to do whatever you want.
That is right.
Do as I say, potions. Do as I say, oils, attraction oils, like all these sort of products and services that have been now promoted to enhance people's love lives in the most interesting ways and have the potential partners stuck on them and have to do whatever they say. It doesn't make... Yeah, but we'll get into that. So basically, we're talking about love potions today. Is this something you've ever encountered? Have you ever heard about it? Do you think it's potent? Do you think it's something that happened? Shortly. But of course, we invite you to get interact with us. Use the hashtag keeping it real, or you can send us a message via the WhatsApp number 0550-052-927. That's 0550-052-927. And in a few minutes as well, we'll also, of course, open the phone lines to hear from you. If you've ever encountered it, if you've ever heard about it, what are your views on it, and everything else inclusive. But before we get into it, hi, ladies. How's your week been?
I mean, it's only the start, so
Yeah.
as always, I'm in immense turmoil. I live for the weekend, so yeah. If it were Thursday, the response would be more exciting.
Especially this Tuesday feels like a Monday because
Well,
yesterday
it feels
was,
like a Monday for you because yesterday, guess who was working? Me. Happy Workers' Day to
Happy
me.
May Day.
Mayday to me and me alone. Okay. So today feels very much like a Tuesday because my Monday felt very much like a what? A Monday. There you go.
Hi, Miss Judy. How's your weekend into your week been?
Stressful.
How so?
So it's month end, you know.
Yes, balancing the books.
Yeah.
Waiting for alerts. we like that
Yeah,
aspect.
so
Yeah.
it's been stressful.
Yeah, I can
We are
imagine.
coping.
Yeah, it'll balance. Ebefa. But ladies, have you ever heard, experienced, thought about, seen advertising for love potions or Kaimata?
It's all over. It's all
Yeah.
over social media.
Yeah.
I think we advertise it freely.
We do.
I actually wonder whether it's true that FBI actually approves it or not.
Like, I've always wondered, like, is it really FDA approved? Like how does, because everyone and their mother is now advertising some
That
sort of
can't be FDA approved, can it? Because who at the FDA is going to test to see if they've yeah, because
if it's a potent.
exactly.
Yeah, but then you see beyond the potions and the oils and stuff, there's also this weird slippery thing that they claim.
Well, that one is different. That one is
yeah.
from so if it's the same thing that I'm thinking about, it was all the craze I remember, especially around lockdown 2020. And it's the syrup that is derived from the Goronchula seed or the Gorgonzola fruit grows very widely in Nigeria. I don't know how popular it is in Ghana, but they extract the the sap from it, and it becomes like a very thick honey, and it's supposed to, for women, make you more lubricated. Adults, if you're listening, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, more lubricated, and also generally for the woman, make her more receptive, more excited, more in the mood.
Okay.
So that I got introduced to in 2020, and I did try it for myself. I was very curious.
You did?
Yes, I did.
To tell. I've seen it and I've always been curious about it, but I'm like, it looks like a really slimy, like a weird, stringy, honey thing. Yeah.
Yes, it's sweet, but it's very elastic, if you will. So
so you eat it?
Yeah,
it's not like you stick it.
No, well, if there's some that are for in certain purposes, I don't know about those ones.
They are ones like that.
Yeah, but this one is it's natural from the fruit, and they tell you to mix with a bit of yogurt. So it's like how you put honey and yogurt and you eat it, and then give it like an hour, and you should feel more in the mood. That's the purpose.
Did it though? Or was it like a placebo because you're thinking about it?
I don't know whether because I was
it?
really thinking about it, I was like, wait, is something different? Am I So I can't really gauge it. It was the one and only time that I did
but
use
did you
it.
practice after? So I don't know whether we can.
Did it feel different after use?
I mean,
can
what
you
I
confirm
will say is I don't know that I noticed anything different. Maybe a slight increase in lubrication. I don't know what the mechanism is behind that. But I mean, since then, I've actually tried other types of female aphrodisiacs. I have friends who make it, use it, and I'm always curious. So, I'm always the first guinea pig. So you have different types of herbs that are supposed to be natural aphrodisiacs, but for the purposes solely of enhancing your own pleasure. So this one isn't really even about your partner. Maybe they'll derive the benefit from you obviously being more lubricated, so it's much more pleasurable. But those types of potions for women are really supposed to be for your pleasure. But the way in which they're advertised is that, well, once the take
man
this,
does it, he'll be stuck on you.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah.
Girl, that man was not stuck anyway. You found this way elsewhere.
Wow.
I mean,
so it didn't give you those satisfaction. In those
also,
results.
Yeah, I didn't.
No one was stuck on anybody.
Nobody was stuck on anybody.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything extraordinary. Along with all of the other natural aphrodisiacs that I have tried, there's all sorts of rabbit juice. Yes,
What's that? Rabbit juice?
But that's just the name. It's supposed to make you, like you see how rabbits go.
Jumpy.
Rabbit juice, all with natural ingredients.
Oh my God. I have never heard of rabbit juice in my life.
Yeah.
Like literally, the literal idea that came to my mind, what rabbits? They're extracting juice from rabbits, like.
I think they just call it because of rabbits.
No rabbits were hurt.
No rabbits. And if they were, I wasn't
in the making of that product.
You feel me? So there's a lot of that on the market, and you've got it, and that's different from the love spells
potions,
and the love. Although, like I said, the marketing angle that these female pleasure enhancing
it's sort of become this blurred lines, and I'll come to you in the studio about it. Then we will go online and speak to a certain gentleman who's actually had an experience with the love potion, but it's almost become like a blurred line. People are advertising all these, for want of a better word, it started off as Kaya Mata products, sexual enhancements for ladies that will keep the man stuck on them and ensure that they will only think of them and come all the time towards them, to this thing where it's like oils for attraction,
right?
Makeup, 100-meter makeup or 100 meters something. When you pass by the person must reverse and come back to you. Then there's options where you put in your makeup, and then you apply it as like a foundation, and then anyone who sees you will instantly fall in love with you. There are 7 billion people on the planet. Like, Charlie, there's too many.
It attracts rich people,
and there are some where they do as I say. When you I don't know if you spritz it on yourself or you rub your face with it or whatever it is. When you say whatever it is, they will do. So I want a card and they'll buy it. I want this and they will get it, not by the person's free will. or their own volition, but because this oil or attraction thing is telling them to do so. But now it's become a thing where it's become like one and the same. It's not the sappy thing. It's almost sold as the same thing with them.
Those, for clarification, there are legitimate people who still are selling pleasure enhancers really for women.
Literally just pleasure enhancements.
Pleasure enhancements. And when they add taglines such as, he's never going to leave, it's really because they're saying that your performance will be enhanced. It's kind of like advertising. If you're selling a bag or you're selling perfume, the girls are going to love this one. All the girls are going to want to be with you. That's, a tagline as advertisement. And that's different from those who now are saying, I'm selling you this potion perfume for this. But I do see what you're saying. Now
it's almost like it's advertising.
It's almost, So now you have people maybe moving away from selling that, or if they sell one, they probably sell the other.
Because I realized that this particular, there are a lot of Snapchat, and the interesting is on Snapchat.
Yes,
a lot of Snapchat vendors. One of them, she sells vials of oil, and she puts like $100 bill inside. And she sells it, and she says, and all you see on her page is testimonies of girls who are, and then I took this oil, and then I've never seen 100,000 cedis before, but I went, and then he gave me, he's never, he didn't even used to give me 10 cedis. I went this one time with this oil, and all of a sudden he gave me 10,000 cedis.
I actually stopped believing all that.
Literally,
they never actually show you who is sending it.
All you see is just screenshots.
I stopped.
That's true. I didn't even thought about that. Yeah, because it almost seems to have so much advertising with it. So anybody who's looking to buy it can be convinced.
You know who would be a good tester?
Who?
The government. So that the finance minister was looking for people to sign up to the DD.
Yes, just
he should have
blow powder.
When he went to the press conference,
One
now
time.
I share attraction perfume, not on an forum. No. This is the dead restructuring.
Oh my gosh.
People will be bringing their money.
Yes,
bringing their money,
yes,
bringing their
yes.
money. So those of you attraction perfume, maybe you can come and stand here, office of the president, see if somebody will buy it.
And perhaps
that will help us.
That might be
because the president is speaking with the Japanese prime minister today.
All he needs is that attraction oil.
Do as I say.
Do as I say. My
baby,
goodness. As soon as it says do as I say, now
do
like,
as I say.
we want
That is
IMF.
forgiving.
He says in fact, we'll not even give you 3 billion. We'll give you 5
billion.
And there's our economy is fixed.
Do you know what? How do we get a hotline to the president? Because we have solved the whole thing. We have solved the whole
cure
thing.
to get
Let's
our
go
IMF
home.
due is
Did
do as I say,
Oyo.
The issues have been fixed.
Well done.
But it doesn't work on man to man though. I think it only works
It's on women. Oh no, so we'll delegate Helen. Helen will rub, do as I say. No, maybe it doesn't work on man to man. So we'll delegate you to rub yourself with do as I say, and then walk in front of the Japanese man. And then as they're talking, then you'll be like, do as I say, do as I say. And then,
Forget about the debt. Forget about the debt.
You shake it a little, and then all of Ghana's debts will be forgotten.
Can you imagine?
We really need to do that in front of the Chinese president.
Yeah.
That would be helpful. Because that's where I was.
We have to send our strongest love potion sisters for this one.
Speaking of love potion, so a lot of times it's the men on the receiving end of this, even though there's for girls, which the boys do.
Oh yeah,
and we'll come to that one hopefully in this conversation. But focusing on largely the for boys, the ones that men claim that they wake up one day and they don't realize what happened over the last maybe 2 years because they suddenly went with this woman and all of a sudden they can't remember anything else again. Now, a certain gentleman who has dealt with this particular scenario where he may have been under the influence of a love potion is very happy to speak to us, and we'll love to hear his story as well. Hello, sir. Us. So for the purposes of this conversation, I'm not going to reveal your name or any part of your identity, but I'd love to hear from you. What was origin story? Like, when did you know, or what were the circumstances that led you to being involved with this lady that may have used the love potion on you?
Okay, so because of what I people want to.
So we're gonna have to get back to you. I think there's a problem with the line a little, so please give us a few minutes and we'll get right back to you on that one if you'd be so kind. So we'll try and sort out that line and then get him back on the line. So if you just on 3FM 92.7, it's AJ, Miss Judy, and Helen, and together we keep it real on all kinds of issues affecting the modern day Ghanaian woman. Today we're talking about love potions. Have you ever dealt with it? Have you heard someone consider using it? Have you yourself used it? Have you tried any of these attraction oils, potions? Draw him closer, keep him forever, fall in love with me for life. Which other ones? Do as I say, kind of oils and potions and all those extras. And let us know 0550-052927 or tweet at us at AJ Sapo and at Miss Judy and at Flair's wife. I remember. On Twitter, use the hashtag keeping it real and we'll be more than happy to read out your messages. And if you want to speak to us under the cover of anonymity, we'll be happy to as well provide that as well. You can speak to us, tell us everything you want to say without anybody knowing it's you, because we want to have open, honest conversations on this issue. Now we're going to try and get back on and speak to our gentleman on the line, and hopefully it would be a bit easier. Hello? Oh no, still. With us as we sort out that small issue. Now, so my initial question was, what led to you getting involved with this person that may or may not have used a love potion on you?
Okay, because of the work I do and the people I know, any lady I come in contact with want to be around me maybe forever. So with this lady, when I introduced myself, my real name, and she got to know what I do and the people I meet, she started cooking for me.
Okay.
Then, yes, so I don't eat female food, but she forced me for 2 years. When I finally got to eat her food, things around me started changing. Like me seeing another lady, like hearing like bad odor from other ladies I want to see, and always want to see her alone got me suspicious. So fast forward, I got married to her. We dated for 3 years. I got married to her, and she stayed in the marriage for a month and a half.
A month
So
and a
when
half.
she left, yes. So when she left, the man he went to do the love potion with called my family and told me the lady is now with a different guy. He's sleeping with a different guy. So this and this and this is what they did to me to fall in love with her. So if I want the love potion to go away, I should work on do this and do that. So for 4 months, we worked on how to get the love potion out of my blood. Because as she went away from the marriage, I keep dreaming and thinking about her.
Wow.
Yes.
So, what led her to walk away from the marriage after a month and a half?
Okay, so what led when we got married, another person had a love potion on her. That is, another guy had a love potion on her.
Wait, the one who charmed you was charmed.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, how is that possible?
Yes, it's possible because she wanted me, another person wanted her so badly.
Wow.
So immediately she walked away from the marriage. She never went to the family house. She went straight to the guy's house.
So the guy used for girls on her while she used for
Yes.
boys on you.
Yes. And since then, they have been living together.
And also, so she's stuck in it. She hasn't been able to break out of it.
Yes, he's stuck in it.
But you, the one that she went to get the love potion,
Yes.
now reached out to you and then told you what to do to break it from
Yes.
her.
Yes.
So what did she do? What really did she do? Like what
I love chocolate, and I don't like eating other female food. So she got to know that I love chocolate. So the man told her to bring her chocolate to do the love potion in it and bring it to me to eat.
Wow.
So she did exactly that, and a month later it started working.
Huh. So,
Yeah,
what were the
any
kind
lady
of...
I see, so any lady I find interest in, I kind of like I hear bad odor from that lady.
Wow. So what were the
Yeah.
things you did because you were in love? Like, did you buy property for like what were the things you did under the spell, I would say?
Oh, I like what I don't know what a family man would do for the other partner, other family. I did everything, taking care of the family, taking care of her, doing everything for her, leaving my family out and doing everything for her.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so you eventually were able to break it off.
Yes. After 4 months.
Oh, it took you 4
Eventually.
months to get out of it.
Yes. It took me 4 months. Yeah. It took me 4 months.
So after the 4 months, so at this point, how did your family react to hearing about this? Did your family like her before you got married to her?
Yeah, my family liked her because my family are family friends of hers
Oh, so you've known her for a long time.
for a long time. My mom knows the mom. My mom knows the family. So when she came in contact with me, the family was happy. But then, when everyone got to know what she did, they started frowning away from her.
Of course. So then you had to tell the family and then you had to dissolve the marriage.
Yes.
But so she didn't fight you dissolving the marriage because at this point she was with the other guy.
No. She didn't fight. She just walked out. and since then it's been about 9 years now. I haven't seen her.
Wow.
Yes. One day she told me she wants to go to town and buy something. So when I let her leave, so now I haven't seen her.
So just like you didn't fight, nothing. She just got up one day and just left the house.
Yes, no fight, no anything. She told me she's going to town. She's going for some stuff and she'll be back, and that was it.
That is very interesting. So they used chocolates to sort of get you on it, but she didn't do anything else. Because sometimes some people say that they do certain things, they cook in certain ways or stuff to be able to get.
Yes, there are a type of love potions. There are different types of love potions. With the accounts, they have Bidianko, and with our tribe, the first one is what they did to me, and we know of several ones.
So how did it affect your relationships with women going forward?
It's a lot. I even when I speak to ladies then, like I couldn't control myself. Yes.
So have you moved on? How you of
yes,
course
I've moved on. I'm married now. I'm married. So.
But did you ever consider using some yourself on someone?
No, because me using a love potion on a woman, the woman should have what I don't have, like houses, cars, work, like money.
Yeah.
Yes, and most women use love potion on men because they can get properties, they can get cars, they can get money from them.
Now,
yes, that is why they do love potion on men.
Now, as someone who's
most women do love potion on men.
Because of that. Now, as someone who's been through it, what would you like to advise a man so that you know, like, what are the signs to look out for before you are caught up in a love potion?
The signs are when, let's say, if someone has love potion on a man, the guy would start smelling like odors from like other ladies.
Okay.
Let's say if someone does love potion on me and I'm talking to you, when I approach you, I will start smell or bad odor from you, like from all the ladies I talk to, but except the one who did the love potion on me.
Okay, so every other woman is almost unattractive to you or smells bad.
Yeah.
So that is a major sign to look out for.
Yeah, that's the major sign. And you won't notice until someone tells you.
Okay.
They wouldn't notice, yes. It's untraceable unless someone with a higher spirit tells you. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this particular one. We're sorry you had to go through that. But in moving forward, how did you know, or what prevented you from maybe being afraid that your current wife or maybe any other current girlfriend would have used or was using it on you? Like, how did you try and safeguard yourself?
Okay, so since that happened, any lady I come in contact with, I don't eat anything from them.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
I work hard on myself to stay away from eating stuff from the other ladies I talk to. And with this wife I have now, I met her abroad.
Okay. So you knew that she's not been corrupted by any external influences.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
I got attracted to her and we started talking.
I like that. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us and for sharing your story with us.
You're welcome.
Alrighty.
is my medicine.
Chocolates.
But right of late,
Yeah.
of late I don't think they use food and all that. They started using perfumes. There's this story that a lady shared. She got rich like after a month. We're all kind of shocked.
Wait. Start again.
She got rich, like she got a 3-bedroom apartment. She got this boutique. So we're all asking her. She didn't actually mind us, but she wanted to recruit another friend who got scared, so she told us. So she said there's this, she didn't tell us the location, but there's this village they go to. When you're going there, you can go by bus.
Okay.
But when you're coming back and you use the perfume, you have to use flight. Because you meet that person in the flight. And then he becomes the man who will do anything you ask for. So I think the food, yeah, we are past there. We are past there. Now, the Juju men and the love pushing people are doing other things too. Who you guys? So
you take a bus, then take a flight back.
That is interesting. This is the first of its kind that I'm hearing.
My thing is, are you not afraid of the consequence? Are there no consequences for doing these things? Because my thing is, eternal damnation is something that we all, at least I consider, and to think that I am doing this for wealth that's at some point in my life I know I'm going to get. Do you understand? I know that there'll be someone who'll be perfect. If I want to be, my lifestyle will be funded by someone, that person will find me. If I'm supposed to make the money myself, I'm going to get it. Why will I sort of rush the process? Use all kinds of attraction oils, which have terms and conditions that nobody actually really tells you for a short period of bliss. I'm not even, because if the thing is not permanent in your life, why bother? I don't know if it makes any sense.
Yeah, I see
you're
what you
living
mean.
in a dream.
Literally, that you know that one day
everything
you
is
wake
gone.
up and then
Yeah.
the bubble will burst, because the terms and conditions people don't tell us.
What are some of the terms and is it terms and conditions that you, the user, has to
I will
undergo?
assume,
So
because-
that, for example, I know that people will say those who seek out, let's say, juju men for prosperity, sometimes you'll be asked to sacrifice maybe an animal, even a family member. Maybe you don't have to bath for 10 days. You have to lie here. I don't know if these love potions and spells also require that the purchaser also do some of these things.
Because I will assume that you have to keep renewing it. Other than that, it will go bad. And I say
Well, I
it's
think
one time
occult.
forever.
You know, the occult guys
it
are trying to
definitely-
modify it, so there should be consequences.
But then they never tell you, because if people on Snapchat are just randomly selling, and then we'll go to the audio where a very known Snapchat influencer publicly advertised this product.
Yeah.
And the people are just doing like over-the-counter medication, like just pop and buy and then go. But then it's almost likely to have some conditions of service, Anna.
Definitely.
But no one ever says anything like that.
All it's advertised is that, listen, you just go ahead, buy it, rub it, they say sometimes on your earlobes and on your wrist, put some here and there, and you're good to go. That's it. That's all you need to do is purchase it, put it on your body, and your life is sorted forever and ever. That's how it's advertised. If some people have faced some serious or dire consequences, I think they're keeping that close to their chest, because, of course, if I come and tell you, listen, I'm having nightmares and I'm having these consequences, you know I'm going to ask you, Okoho, you understand?
But we're going to try and get a few more people on the line, but at this point we're going to open up the line. So 0592928795, 0592928795. Give us a call if you ever dealt with it, if you ever heard someone deal with it, if you ever considered using it, if you have ever used it and been caught in it. Do tell, are there really hidden terms and conditions? Are there areas of use that once you enter you have to continue renewing to be able to get it more potent? What are some of the workings of these love potions? Or are there innocent things that you can just randomly use and face no consequence with it? Share your thoughts with us. 0592928795. But there's a message that someone sent to you, Miss Judy, that I think we should read out. I think love potion is a very evil thing to use on a person, because a potion doesn't only make you love the person, it makes you susceptible to control from the person. I wouldn't use that on someone I truly love. I would use it on someone I'm infatuated with and want to use. But the problem is when you are stuck on it. Do you get? When you are stuck on it, like you randomly just want to use a person, then the person doesn't want to leave you again. Because I heard of this story of someone who did the for boys or whatever on the person, and then after years of using them as they pleased, they wanted to move on to get married, and this person wouldn't leave them. So they now had to go and redo another spell to go and throw it somewhere else or whatever before they were finally free of that person. And then after that, so I'm like, why go through all this trouble? But then we have on the line who is a of sexual enhancements of women, and perhaps can shed some light on that. Hello.
Hi,
and good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
So first and foremost, please do tell, what products and services do you offer to ladies, really?
Okay, so for my product, that's my business name is Bev's Organics. We deal with natural products to help treat yeast infections, to help solve itchiness, dryness, abdominal pains in women, yeah. Our products are natural. We use natural ingredients like the cloves, the bagarura, and the rest.
Right. Okay. So, in terms of your products, like it treats yeast infection and it helps with lubrication and all of that. So, what are the exact products in your product lines?
Okay, so we have the yoni infection mixture. And we have the drip wet honey syrup, which is made of Goronsula honey. Yes, and we have the luxury powder. Yeah. And also the yoni oil, which is made of essential oils to prevent razor bumps after shaving, itchiness, and also bad odor from the vagina.
Okay. Now, are there days where you've been mistaken for a Kayamata type products, or do people mistaken you for having certain extra products such as, do as I say, oil or all those kind of things?
For me, before I sell to anyone, I educate them that my products don't have any power or any spirit to do anything because they are natural enhancers. So it's not something that, let's say, if you buy my honey, automatically it's going to keep your man or something.
Right.
It's not juju.
Okay.
So,
but in your line of work, have you also seen people that are promoting certain kinds of products that almost lead toward that? Either they are promoting certain kinds of oils that not only will enhance their sexual performance, but also keep the men and make the men do everything that particular lady wants them to do.
Yeah, I've seen people advertising for such products, but I have no knowledge or idea whether it works or not. I don't know if there's something like that works. I don't know.
So you don't know if it works. You haven't heard if they do or not.
People say it works, but I think according to some of them, it works only by faith. Which I don't know which faith, whether I don't know which faith that is supposed to back with it. But for me, I can't tell because I've not used them before and I don't sell those styles.
But do you think those particular vendors are giving or casting a bad light on the things that, say, someone like you who's using natural ingredients to actually enhance sexual pleasure?
Yeah, I think so in a way, because sometimes people will come and be like, I want something that will keep a man. And I tell them, for me, I don't sell those things. Because if I sell products that will make a man give you money and all those things, I think I'll be one of the
because you use it yourself.
Exactly. And even if these things work, why do they still need to advertise it? Because if, let's say, some people sell oil for business, so if you sell those things, why are you advertising it? Use it for yourself and everybody will just buy something from you. Yeah, so sometimes it has this negative effect on ours, because for us, I think For what I sell in particular, it's from Mother Nature. Like everything is herbal. When you go to the market, you get all the ingredients. It's just leaves, roots, and all that. Yeah.
But how is business like? Is it become something that people widely patronize?
Yes, it has become something that people widely patronize. But currently, most people are doing the same thing. So from my side, the market has actually gone down a bit because now when you even go to Makola and all those things, it's very easy to come across it.
Okay. But all these other products, do they all go through maybe the kind of rigorous checks and balances or preparation that you do? And doesn't that spoil the market for you in some way?
For that, I can't say for them because I don't know how they do theirs. So I don't know. I can't tell because some of them sell it in the natural state. They just sell the leaf without making it into maybe a syrup or something.
Okay.
So,
is FDA approval something that you use in your line of work?
for mine, we are in the process of making it like FDA approved.
Okay.
It's still in the pipeline.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us and for shedding some light on that. Now we know the difference between the two types of products, and we appreciate you
Thank you too.
giving us that clarity.
I feel like I could
So then so she falls in line with what you were saying, Helen. She is primarily someone who does products for sexual enhancement for the women, cures certain ailments, just basically makes you more enjoy your love life a little bit better, and cures yeast infections and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's very different from the promotion of certain oils and stuff. But it's become a blurred line because people are doing both. Promoting oils and promoting this, so you don't know which one is which, and they sort of promote one and the other. So use this syrup and then add this oil to it, and then you can keep your man forever. But there was a particular advertising video that went viral at some point, and I'm sure a lot of people saw it because it generated quite a bit of conversation on social media.
I think it's been now taken down. Yes, it was up for a while, and it's just a very popular influencer marketing these types of love potions and spells. So there's one where they will be with you intimately and stay, bleep and stay. There's also the do as I say. A lot of different things, and there are different pressure points that you put these perfumes, some behind the ear, like I said, as well. But we've explored the angle where people are using this not only to entrap people, but to take advantage and get some things from their money, cars, property. But there's also people, I believe, that purchase these love spells and potions purely because they're so in love with this other person who's paying them no mind. They want to keep that person in their lives. And I think that also speaks to how we deal with rejection or love as a whole, so that it's like if it's unrequited love, just let them go on. But you'll find that some people don't want to let go to the extent that by hook or by crook, I must get your love. And I'm sure it can be a nice feeling to know that you have this person in your life because of some type of magical spell. They're not there on their own volition. So for those who use it, they don't want anything but other people's love or the object of their affection. They're so fixated on that one person by hook or crook.
But
You'll be mine.
Why would you be with someone knowing very well
person is not
exactly for me
weird.
that like it's a big flex to be with somebody who wants to be with you
purely because
like listen on their own
because they find you amazing. They want to stay with you.
Exactly. I think that's a much bigger flex than going out and buying a perfume and then bragging about how you've managed to capture them for girls or for boys. So I think a larger conversation should also be to speak to people who can't regulate their emotions to the point that they have have to go to these lengths. Somebody doesn't want you, move on. There's somebody else who loves you without the attraction perfume and all of that, and that's where you should stay, because one day somebody will go and do attraction perfume for the person you love. Now you have two attraction perfumes fighting.
Yeah, the first one, they really left because there was another attraction perfume that took it away.
Exactly.
But joining us on the line again is a gentleman who wants to share his story. He's also dealt with a particular scenario such as this, where he may have been involved with someone who used a love potion on him. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Hi.
Yes, sir. So, for the purpose of this conversation, again, we're not going to put your name out there or your details, but do tell what was the relationship that you had that you think may have led you to being with someone who had used a love potion on you?
Well, actually, it was a relationship, and it didn't quite work out. And probably after 5 or so years, the same person comes back, and it turned out to be marriage. And after a year within the marriage, everything turned upside down. And, there were church people, pastors coming into most of the things that actually happened because it wasn't real. And the situation was such that there were instances where I could drive from the home to the church premises in just my boxer and my vest, and I wasn't even aware that I was in the boxers and the vest. And I got there until they were like, "Why are you dressed like this?" And it was all due to most of these problems that actually happened. But most of the advices that I got from some of the men of God who actually listened to my story and actually dived deep into how we even got married, some of the things that they came out with was that it was suspected that maybe something like that was actually done, because there was a time where her mom passed on, and after when her mom passed on, there were instances where if there's an argument, she would make comments like, "You killed my mom," sort of. Exactly. And, all these things, we put, little pieces together, and what actually happened was, I was still getting advices from spiritual men, and what they put together was maybe something was done from her mom with her to actually get me into the marriage. And, these things are not actually real or natural. And so it gets to a point where it's a done deal. So normally when they do these things, it's like every other time you may have to go back to wherever you did whatever to actually say a thank you or to continue. It's like a contract, so every time you have to renew it. But what actually happens is I get to a time that it's either they don't remember or they feel, okay, it's too powerful to actually go sour. And so they don't really go back to say thank you, or they don't renew it, or they forget. How it is, I don't know. But I think when it gets to that point, that is when actually everything just sort of becomes real to you. And you ask yourself questions like, why did I marry this person? Or when did I actually get here? Because most of the arguments, when you listen to it, are not naturally, it's not normal to you as a person. Because if you're arguing with your wife and she goes like, "You killed my mom," I mean, come on.
So
why would she even say that?
So you suspect that it was because of whatever they were up to that led to her mom passing on earlier than her time.
Exactly. And so, yes, and that is what even brings about these fights, and that, because whatever was that, you, the man, you are not supposed to deal with her. Whatever she says is what you do. It's like a yes or no kind of a thing in the situation. You get me? So the moment you start challenging, then they realize that, something is actually wrong with what we did. And so we may have to go back and renew. And normally when you are renewing, whatever that was taken from you, let's say if you went and did 1 cedi from you, when you are going to renew this time is 10 cedi. So actually the impact is heavier on the second or the third. So that is where a lot of, there's bloodshed and all. Well, that's my belief actually, because I lived it. It happened to me, and someone might not agree with me, but I know what I saw.
So, to clarify, what maybe based on what the religious men around you also saw, what was really what did she do? Like, how did she entrap you?
Well, actually, what happens is that normally when we actually met, I remember situations where it's actually like, oh, I've made food for you, so you visit occasionally and you go like, oh, when you women do food for the men you like and you go like, oh, I put it on my love and I expect you to eat it. And we the men would also trying to be nice, and of course we want the woman the first instance, so we will eat the food. And normally when you invite her to go like, oh, wouldn't you want to eat with me, she'll say, oh, no, I made it for only you. So in those instances you wouldn't really think anything else because you're in love. I mean, you don't even pay attention to what you're eating. But when things like this happen and you cast your mind back, then that is when you actually go, oh, okay, so this one time when she was like, I made the food for you and she didn't eat it, then maybe something might be in the food, but you never know.
But what were the kind of things you did for her that looking back you realized, I didn't do this under my own volition?
Well, actually, the marriage, because when it actually ended, a lot of people ask questions like, where did you meet her? And how did you meet her? I had that, like, it became thousands and points kind of the question from everyone, because it was a lot, and it was the same question. Like, if I meet you in person and actually narrate from 1 to A to Z to you actually what I went through, I'm sure at the end of it you would ask the same question. Where did you meet her? How did you find her? Because there were instances as well when actually a lot of things were becoming quite dangerous because there were always arguments, and so it was a 3-bedroom we were then renting in, so I had to move into the guest room.
Oh, wow.
We were not living in the same room again. Yeah, and the kids would go to school and they would tell their teachers. Because I had one teacher call me to say, your daughter actually literally told me that you are actually sleeping in their room, because it was actually their room, and I had to move the kids to the guest room. The guest room was bigger and I thought they would be more comfortable there, but literally not knowing my daughter was took notice of it and told the teacher about it. And one thing too that I found out was when I was in the separate room here, normally I get home and I'm tired and I sleep, and let's say 2 a.m. I just shake and wake up, I'd be standing by the bedside, saying things.
She'll be standing by your bedside saying things?
Yes. Like, I don't know, normally I don't know what she's saying. Like, she's like, sometimes you
like
look
chanting.
At someone who's praying and you don't really get the words that is coming out of her mouth. Sort of whispering and saying things by the bedside.
Like a chant?
Sometimes, sorry?
Like a bit of a chant on you or something?
Sort of, yeah. So sometimes I wake up, I get so angry and I pull her out and lock my door. And that's the instance that normally I forget that I had to lock the door before sleeping.
Wow.
And that actually happened, like, I saw it like 2-3 times. Yeah.
So then it sort of continued to you finally went out of the house in the boxers and shirts, and that's when you realized that things have gone south.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was, it became, I thought that we're getting to the point where it was dangerous, and the only thing that I thought would resolve it at the time, or resolve the whole thing, that's something I'm not that type of a man, because it was just every day there was something. She would insult, she would sometimes smash a bottle of Fanta bottle on the tiles, and it goes everywhere. So sometimes when I'm going out, I have to carry the kids in the car and just send them to my mom and go wherever I'm going, because it's like I really wouldn't know what would happen if I get back or she's in that state.
Yeah.
There was even a time where she was in a state where she had to go into the compound of the house, sat in the sun, and she was doing things, sitting on the floor and putting pure water. She would blast one on her head and be saying stuff, and she was in, excuse my language, people who are listening is not tea. Those who are listening, I apologize for this, but she would be in her menses and she would, put that on the ground and say, I don't know whether she was trying to scare me. But this is not someone who is literally trying to scare you.
Yeah.
It's like she knew exactly what she was doing. But you see, I'm the type of guy that really don't believe in spiritualities at the time. And I thought, what was she doing? I don't really care. It's not going to do anything. The worst case scenario is unless you kill me. But so far as every time I sleep and I wake up, then obviously we fight. You know?
Yeah.
So there was always something to fight about, always something to defend. Until the point where it got worse, where she would just go out wearing, let's say you go out, you tell your husband that, I'm going to the market to buy some foodstuffs. She comes back, you left wearing a yellow dress, you came back wearing a red dress. And then you ask her, what happened to the yellow one? Then she went like, okay, so I had a tummy issue, I had to visit, the private somewhere, and then the smell kind of got in the dress, I had to buy a new one and wear it. Who does that? So then another argument comes in, as a man, of course, I would think that
there's something going on. Yeah.
Somewhere, been with someone. So it was actually a lot. It was always something to get me annoyed and this angry kind of a person. And so she told her friends, I'm that kind of an angry man. But, you tell her friends and she tells them another thing. And so literally at the end of the day, we had to call the family and we're like, look, this thing is not working.
Yeah.
So, and she goes, okay, yeah, I have the kids and I don't care. If you want to get out, you have to get out. Yes, and I did. And I tell you, to be honest, the first day I left the house, I went to sleep in a garage of a friend on a bare floor.
Wow.
And I slept like a baby.
Really?
You wouldn't believe me, but I know what I felt that night.
Peace.
I slept like a baby, yeah. So yes, it was quite a lot of things. And even when I came out of it and started a new relationship, and then she found out who I was with, my pastors were telling me, look, your ex-wife had actually gone somewhere else again. This time around, it was quite deadly. She was sending my pictures.
Wow.
Yeah. My picture was buried in a cemetery and all of it.
Wait,
and I got,
your picture was buried in a cemetery?
Yes. With I understand. I don't know it to be true, but I believed it. I went to a church, and this prophet people, obviously. I don't know, probably some listeners might not believe, but I believed it. He just called me out and said, are you married? I said, no, not yet. Then I had not married the new one I was with. I said, no, I'm not married. I'm single now. I said, no, but I see a woman standing behind you. Is there a problem between the two? Then I knew who he was actually. So I'm like, oh, yes, I have an ex. I said, oh, I see kids by. I said, oh, yeah. Okay, now I know. She's my ex-wife. He said, oh, but I see her walking on some cemetery burying your picture.
Wow.
With menses, and when he actually described it, he had actually, when you ladies do your menses, the pads with the bloods in it. He had soaked it in something like a bucket. So he had actually, the blood had actually come through the water, and it was this water that they poured on my picture in the cemetery to bury it. So, it was like, oh, okay, so now she wants to kill me. I mean, obviously. But then, so the prophet also told me a few things I need to pray about, shared with me some verses. I need to do some fasting to break certain things.
Yeah.
And we also did ours. I didn't know whether it would work or not, but I was trusting God that it would work. And so far, till like I'm speaking to you now, I haven't heard anything else again.
So how long were you married to her?
I was married to her for 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
And how many kids did you have?
3 kids. We had 2 girls and a boy.
So for 9 years, you were literally basically under her spell?
Actually, I wasn't under spell after the first year. When we got past the first year, that is when a lot of things fell off my eye, I would put it in that sense. Because that was when even the brother she introduced to me as a brother actually actually someone from her family picked the phone, I don't know who, and says, look, your wife's brother is not her brother, it's actually a sugar daddy.
Eh?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. So, like, AJ, let's say I'm dating you, right? And then it's mostly you say, oh, no, follow me to my brother's place or something. And I go like, why are we going to do? Oh, I need to go see him. He needs to give me some money for.
And you
stuff.
take her there, and you wait
and
for
I
her.
drive her there, and I wait at the car park.
And then it was her sugar daddy.
Mostly this brother of hers was actually doing, let's say, a conference. Let's say you go to the conference center. So he's in there doing meetings or having a conference done, and then I have to wait at the car park for 2-3 hours before she comes back.
Wow. So you
And
can
the
safely
excuse
assume
is
that.
Excuse is that my brother shouldn't know I'm dating now, else he's not going to take care of me again.
Huh. So you weren't supposed to be around the brother. So you would just take her there. You wait for 2-3 hours in a parking lot while she goes to see her brother.
Yes. And it happened not once, not twice. And later on, yes, I was introduced to this brother. And the worst case, you see, when God, it doesn't matter what someone does to you, but what I feel is that if you're not even serving God or going to church and you have a pure heart and a clean mind, things begin to, you see them. This is what you call the red flag. You see them. These red flags, I'm sure, are not coincidences. There are things that tells you, or probably, I don't know if it's angels or if it's God himself, shows you that where you're going is wrong. Because there were times where I'm home, she'll tell me she's not well, she's acting she's not well, and then the brother pops up in her home. Yeah, that's after the marriage.
After the marriage, the brother still kept coming around.
Yes, he came around, and whenever he's coming, obviously as a brother, he brings what you call it, like provisions here and there, and all of it. Brings a bit of money here and there, and then I knew she was shaking in the bed. Well, whether she was pretending at the time, I didn't know. But after the brother came, then she was more like, "Oh, ask the brother to come in." And within me, I felt, no, this is wrong, but I still couldn't say it. So I came out to tell the brother, "Oh, she says she needs you inside." Then
and you would go inside.
Yes, so he went into the bedroom. Now, let's look at what happened here. The moment the brother came in, she got up from the bed. You know, it's a master bedroom, so the washroom was in there. So she got up from the bed as if to go and vomit.
Uh-huh.
And then, in the process of entering the washroom, she drops her towel.
Hey!
And I was there. The brother had just entered, so... They said, "Oh, no." I was so angry with him, but I could not say a word.
But then you thought it was just, brother, Anya, an innocent brother.
No,
Sana.
That feeling I was having was jealousy. And the moment you feel that inwardly, spiritually, something is telling you that is not a brother.
Exactly. It is not an innocent relationship.
Exactly. So I could not voice out. I was so angry with myself. I just picked the towel, gave it to her, and then the brother sat on the bed. I was not, even when I left the hall, I was not comfortable. So literally, I would just come. Then our first child was just a baby. It was just a 3 weeks old baby. So I would just literally just coming as if the baby's worrying me, you know. Then I would just, look around, what's happening. Then I go out there. A few minutes going in, I was so uncomfortable. So I think the guy felt it. And then he said, "You know what? Look, I need to leave." And he has a wife and 2 kids as well. They were much older at the time.
Now a question. Knowing what you know about her now and knowing who she was with while pretending that they were their brother, did you ever consider doing, or have you ever considered doing a paternity test, or have you ever done one?
Well, it's something that I have thought about. Our divorce and all, there was a whole bunch. Because at the end of the day, when this brother thing came and I even confronted her, she even spelled it out in my face. That yes, and so what, things like that. She wasn't even, I always say this, that if at the time she had even gone down on her knee to say, "I apologize, I'm sorry," I don't think we would be here.
Oh, really? You were willing to forgive her?
Oh, yes, I was. Because
Oh,
of the
wow.
my child was just 3 weeks old. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So because of I was brought up in that way. You just don't neglect your child because you have a bad marriage. So it was always something on top of my head. It was always on top of my head. So and she just did not. The mother was there with us. Then she was alive. She also came and said, "Hey, you're calling my daughter a prostitute." I'm like, what? So at the moment, I decided to pack out of the house. And when I was going, that was when she saw I was serious. She was like, "Oh, please, you just leave the suitcase." So I was angry, and then I spun around. And my arm just struck her cheek. And not knowing, I think her teeth bit on her side of the cheek. And so there was just a little bit of blood. You know what
yes.
she did?
What?
She put her finger in the blood, put it on her face and nose and all of that, and came to tell her mother, "I slapped her in her nose." Yeah. And then she told the mom, "He just called me a prostitute because he found out this person is not my brother."
But then how will you lie that someone is your brother when the person is your sugar daddy?
This is all the question I was asking. And come and see her and the mom that day in the house. I had to leave and go and stay. There was a pub at my main junction. I had to go sit there and buy a bottle of Coke and sat there almost 8 hours the whole day.
Wow.
Until there was a lady living with us, the senior brother's wife, and she was the one that secretly hid and called the lady's father and says, "If you do not come, this young man is leaving your daughter." I didn't even know. I was asleep, 7 a.m. This same lady leaving, the brother's wife came to wake me up. "Why? Your wife's father and big sister are here." So I came out immediately. The man is like almost 80 years old man. The moment he saw me, he went on his knees and started apologizing that I shouldn't
leave.
And I immediately held him up and says, "Look, I'm not leaving." Then right in front of me, he actually told the wife off.
Right.
And how can you be in your youngest daughter's marriage? She has done this to this man, which you already know. The family all knows that this man is not her brother, but you all told him that
it
brother.
is, yeah. So instead of apologizing,
if it had come out, what do? You support your daughter to insult him. And that was the beginning of the divorce. It ended in that first year.
Wow.
But because of the kids, I always say this, I had to stay.
But you've never you've never chosen to do a DNA test.
Well, I've thought about it, but yes, I was going to say that after the divorce, she's keeping the kids, and she actually told the lawyers. Anytime I had to meet to go see the kids, she didn't want to. And so finally, her lawyer, my lawyer, actually told me, "You know what? Do what you have to do for the kids." She would come around.
Okay.
And as I say to you now, she's not come around.
Yeah.
So one day, yes, of course. And these kids will grow. This is what I always say. A lot of people were telling me, "Man, I have to fight it. You have to actually get these kids out of her because she will turn them against you." I said, "Look, she can turn them against me. But these kids will grow up to be young men and young women one day. And they will have a mind of their own."
Yeah.
And these stories are all there. The family, it didn't happen between all the family actually knows. And the day I even told the dad that I was packing out of the house, he actually called me and says, "Look, I understand because everything you told me. So if today you are telling me you cannot and you're leaving, I wish you well."
Now, to ask, you've moved on clearly. You're now in a relationship. You've moved
I'm
on.
married, actually.
You're married now. How easy was it for you to, after the experience you had, how easy was it deciding that you wanted to move on to this wonderful woman you've met now and married?
Well, it was hard actually. It wasn't an easy decision. But this new person I met actually made it easy because when I actually met her as well, I had lost my job as a consultant with my profession, and it wasn't actually fetching. was quite very difficult. I was actually living in a one-bedroom somewhere. Someone actually helped me with, because I had no money then. And most of the investment I did, I was still supporting the kids somehow with the little I could get. And I was still trying to find lawyers because, I mean, everything had gone bad. I wanted my life back. But I'm the type of person that actually wants to... I don't normally want to be on my own, because normally when I'm on my own, it's quite really difficult. It's tough to actually be on your own, because mostly you need another set of mind to actually help you to move on in life. And staying alone really doesn't help, because you have a friend who would call you out to a pub or a club. You have a friend who says, I got this girl for you. And then you might come in, do your bits here and there. It doesn't work. You jump on another one, doesn't work. And so, but I feel that when you have someone, it checks you out. And then it pushes you straight.
Yeah.
And so this is the kind of person I was actually looking for. And I was also in a place where I was a bit scared, because, of course, I mean, in 2018 thereabout, in Ghana, most of the ladies, of course, everybody wants a flashy guy and a flashy car and a flashy house. If you have an apartment without an AC, no girl wants to be with you, kind of. So it's really, really hard to actually find someone. But somehow, I managed to meet this one.
Yeah.
And we were just friends.
And then it progressed into something amazing.
Then it progressed exactly into there, because I needed somebody who tells the truth. And I also obviously told her, look, I have an ex-wife, I have 3 kids, I don't have a job, I don't have any money, but I've got potential. If you want to believe in me, we'll make it.
Wow.
And she believed in me, and now I'm a country director to a German company. So.
Amazing.
It's good.
Amazing. Yeah. I'm so happy that in spite of all of this, it had a very happy ending for you. I wish you and your beautiful wife so much more joy, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
You're most welcome, Major.
Wow.
It's my medicine.
In some world.
It's my medicine.
Hey. Our species are making it hard a little.
beg your pardon. Shocked but not surprised. Life is wilder than any fiction you will ever read, any movie that you will ever watch. But very disturbing account of what he went through. People are clearly being put through their paces because of these love spells and potions. And I guess people think that by hook or by crook they have to do something and
by fire, by force,
all types of tactics to keep their lovers, under their thumb and in check. It's wild.
But there are also different kinds of... So some people will actually go to like love doctors and juju men or malams or whatever and get some potions. But I hear that there are other ones too that are... I don't know if natural remedy is the right thing to... Like people use like their periods and they cook for the men.
That I've heard.
And apparently
popular.
It goes into... It's actually some sort of love. Like it keeps the person bound.
Allegedly.
Those ones are actually, I don't know whether I should say prescribed by these people. Yes, it's not like they just decide to do it.
Oh, so it's like ice aquantre by the malam.
So there are particular days they are supposed to do it. There was this trending video that a man actually videoed his wife using her menstrual pad to cook for him, and she had a container in the deep freezer.
A what?
Yeah, a container that she takes out to use to cook for him.
So she tossed it.
Yeah. He stood there recording after that.
Tomato paste.
I
think it's tomato paste you want to cook with. Next thing you know, all types of enzymes have entered the food you're eating.
My God!
I think we are doing too much. We are doing
for a man. A man that will stay your white.
If love is naturally from God and you are doing all these things, it has its consequences. I believe when he was saying the story, he was telling us how the woman started kind of misbehaving. I think these are the effects of whatever she did.
Yeah, because she felt so secure in what she has on him that she's very happy to just act a fool.
Are we that insecure to be going
Yes,
through
yes.
all-
Some people will get maybe a good man and say, you know what, this person is good enough, so I want to stick with them forever. But then the hope, even God gives us free will. God gave us free will to go out and do whatever He wants. And if the God Almighty, or whatever religion that you believe in, or whatever higher being you believe in, gives us all free will, who are you to now coerce, force,
Someone on his
subject? Someone to being stuck with you, and out of not out of their own volition have to do all kinds of stuff for you. How is it even love if the person is basically wrapped around your little finger like that? That's not love.
Imagine I'm saving to buy a car, or take my mom or my parents on a trip,
And then someone will pour powder on your eyes
And
and,
I'm
say,
spending
"Give me the
everything."
money," and then you'll be like, take it all. It's not God that will punish you. No, but no, and especially people's for lack of a better word, husbands and fathers who probably have better plans with their money.
Yeah.
And it's not because, and you see, people are generous, and we can't overlook that.
Yeah.
But if the person will do it for you, they will do it for you. You don't have to coerce. You don't have to chant. You don't have to do anything. If the person will do it for you, they'll do it for you. If they don't want to do it for you, don't know to do it for you. But it doesn't make any sense feeling entitled to someone's money so much that you will decide that you must, by fire, by force, I
Have
see
to
you
get everything.
because you have the money. You must give me this. Why now? And am I crazy? It doesn't make any sense to me.
And imagine that maybe you've seen from the exterior that this person has money. You think they have money, only to go and entrap them with this potion. And now you and them, you are in the debts. Even your money is now inside. You have to pay some of their debts because creditors are coming, knocking on their door, threatening your life. So you could be putting yourself at risk.
Well, let's open the phone lines. We have about 6 minutes more. So quickly, you can call us in. 0592928795. That's 0592928795. You can call us right now. We can take like one or two calls before we wrap it up. And of course, you can send in your messages 0550-052-927. If you just tune in, this is an extended version, keeping it real. We usually wrap up in an hour, but these days we're pushing the envelope a little. Shout out to Helen.
Well, it's truly wonderful. A great addition to my life. Love that for myself.
Who has to wake up early tomorrow for 3FM Sunrise? Oh, we love her. And we're thankful that she joins us for the extra 30 minutes. So yes, this is the extended version of Keeping It Real on 3FM. We're looking at making this permanent in our lives.
I also love that. Endorse it.
I'm actually thinking that
Beautiful.
imagine you spent so much with a man, and he decides to leave you and go and marry another person.
That one Tuesday,
You have
but
to-
then to lock the person up,
to get
I don't
what you
know.
spent.
Oh my God, you've invested in it, so you must keep it.
Get it out of him.
But then if it's tricky, like I'm not saying I don't understand why someone who's in a position will not do it, but my eventually the person will wake up from it. It's not this blank check that the person will be stuck on you forever. You're just delaying the inevitable.
Even
that heartbreak
you
will
wake
come.
up from it. Listen, men don't maintain their physique for that much longer. As
You
the
wake up
night
one day and
goes.
realize,
wake up
what's
one
this?
day. What's all?
Why am I
This is
stressing
my-
myself?
This fine
And then
six-pack brother that I wanted to entrap. What's all? Can I
maybe
entrap
if
him?
it's a padlock and then you've locked it somewhere or you've thrown it away and now you can't
Imagine.
open it to be able to unlock it again and then you're stuck.
No, but actually, like, I hope people who do this think about the consequences. Just because somebody looks like they're wealthy and maybe they even are, what if they're abusive? What if the more you get to know them, they themselves, their money is ill-gotten gain, and that they've been asked to sacrifice their wife's left leg. One day you had two legs, the next day you had one. All because why? By force or by fire, I too must entrap them. And I hope people who are thinking this is, the best ideal avenue to keep their partners, also think about the consequences. Anything can happen. Somebody that you admire so much today might not be the same person tomorrow. So are you saying that you too want to be stuck with this person forever? What if you also come into some great fortune and then become very wealthy yourself. You no longer need this person's assistance. I think that we have to aspire to much higher. I don't know whether we can also put the blame on social media. Social media gets a lot of flack for this, so that
so much
if
pressure.
people are put under pressure, people will do anything to belong, to also say I too have some, to also be part of it. So a lot of things I think also influence why young girls, especially, that's what I see anyway,
are doing
opt
this
for these potions.
But let's get into a call. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir. Would you like to say your name, or would you like to keep it to yourself?
Oh, definitely. This is Julia.
Okay, so do tell. Have you had an encounter, or have you heard about someone using a love potion before?
Yeah, for hearing, you normally will hear or maybe seen them on the screens if you're watching this African, movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to say I haven't experienced
You haven't?
it, no.
Okay.
And I don't ever wish that I should experience it or myself doing it to someone, because honestly, whether you find a good partner or not, love is real. And once you find yourself with the right person, even if you don't have money, you know that like you are living well, you'll be very happy. But that's I cannot say that yes, I've experienced, being with somebody who I don't have so much, but we are comfortable because I believe I found the real person. It is when you think this is not yours, that is when you feel like you want to own it by hook or crook. That brings you to the thief level, because it is only a people who like to use the wrong means to acquire things that are not there. So if we link it to love or marriage, once the person is yours, once you are happy with the person, you don't think about
anything
how to keep the person through the negative, ways or influence. Just be yourself. You live like a brother and a sister. That is what I have experienced. When you love the person, you live like a brother and sister. Everything becomes normal.
Will be
You
better.
don't think about different sources to keep it or to concrete it, to cement your love to that person. Because when I was at the hospital and I saw a husband and a wife, very old. When the woman's name was mentioned, the husband got up because the wife was weak. And the wife of Mr. Super, and he got up to her. He did come with her, and he said yes. It was so beautiful when I was looking at it, because the man was very old, about like 80 plus, but they were together. And that is all love is about. It's not for the now. As for the now, you have the energy. So you say all the nice things, you do all the things you want to. But if you grow old, and then that love can't grow old with you, then
what's the point?
Thank
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Very wise words. Now, this message coming in from Max Bell Coleman in McCarthy Hill says, these days, and I say things are really happening. Using love potions on a partner does not work for me, because one would want to feel things for real and not things which are meant to be done by a charm. Congratulations to you ladies for the great show you are doing. Thank you very much for listening and sending in that message. And on that note, we bring the show to an end. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it, Helen?
Absolutely.
But Miss Judy, it's always a pleasure having you. Final words from you?
I think basically using love potions has nothing to do with love. It's obsession and insecurity and all that. If you want to be with someone, you don't need to treat that person like a toy. So come on. Just if the person doesn't want to be with you, he doesn't want to be with you. Move on.
Absolutely.
If he wants to, he will be there.
True.
I think that's it.
Move on. Unrequited love does not mean lock the person down. I truly believe that. Helen, always a pleasure having you.
Yes.
Yeah. Final words.
Absolutely. God might not be done with you, but I am.
Preach that. And hallelujah. On that note, thank you all for being tuned in to Keeping It Real. It was AJ, Miss Judy, Helen. I'll be back next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. till 8:30. 8 or 8:30, depending on the topic. And as we come your way again, keep listening to 3FM 92.7.
Oh baby, would you tell me why?